I think I'm going to do the rest of these in order. So I'm going to start with the rest. So I wrapped him up. We got Foster out the way, so I want to go ahead and get on with mighty Satchel Threw.
On the mound, the legendary Leroy Satchel Threw, arguably the greatest pitcher this sport has ever seen. We know for certain the oldest in the history of Major League Baseball. Now, Major League Baseball says that Satchel was 42 years old when he finally got his opportunity to pitch in the Major Leagues with then the Cleveland Indians. Most who knew Satchel believed that he was at least 10 years older than he claimed to be. Satchel was likely born into the early to mid-1890s in Mobile, Alabama. And so that birth record was typically kept in the back page of the family Bible. And according to Satchel, the goat ate that page out the Bible. His original tombstone has a question mark by his birthday. Yeah, the old man literally took it with him to his grave. But when we talk about Satchel Threw, there is really no one to compare him to. Not someone who combines the longevity. By his estimation, he pitched in over 2,600 games. The great stuff. Recorded some 55 no-hitters and only God knows how many strikeouts. And the charisma. He could sell it. Yeah, he could sell it. But he could also back it up. There will never, ever, ever be another Leroy Satchel Threw.
A man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man that got to be common. You're wrong there. Hey, did Satchel really mess with a military man's wife, or is that just like was that just a part of the movie? So this is just another picture story. This time, of course.
Now the third baseman, Hayes.
This is over.
The line to kick the pitch. That's off the mark, and that's how this game gets started.
So for this, I'm probably gonna see more fastballs because he threw a lot more fastballs, really. Because there's that screwball.
Satchel kicks and delivers.
Fade. Got him.
And that's the first out.
Yeah, my boy.
0-2 as he waves at that one.
A pitcher like Satchel who can
Big
change
quarter.
speeds,
Come on.
run it into triple digits, or get you out on that front foot with a changeup. You just hope you run into one and make contact.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Back-to-back
Stuff right here.
Satchel famously had names for his pitches. So he didn't have fastball, curveball, changeup. No, not Satchel. Satchel had what he called his midnight creeper. He had the two-humper. He had the bat dodger. He had the hesitation pitch. He had the long tom, the short tom, the jump ball, the trouble ball, the radio ball, the wobbly ball, the dipsy-do. And he also had a pitch that he famously called his B-ball. You know why he called it the B-ball? Because Satchel says, it bees where I want it to be when I want it to be there. And so he had all the stuff you needed to be a star, and he was just that. He was not only the Negro League's biggest and brightest star, but he was one of the biggest stars in baseball history.
I know what I wanted to do.
Next offering is
Oh,
downstairs.
just missed. A little fastball up.
No score here in the second. Next offering is fouled back.
Take my time. And that should do it.
And Satchel
buddy.
with the B-ball for the strikeout.
They clocked Satchel Paige unknowingly in a ball game in Griffith Stadium in D.C. Satchel retires aside, and the kid from the military comes over. Mr. Page, we clock your fastball at 105 miles per hour. Satchel looks at the kid. He says, son, I wish I'd known you were timing me. I could have thrown harder than that. Yeah, you'll hear from the old Negro League players who saw Satchel in his prime that if anyone tells you they saw his fastball in the hitting zone, they're lying. Yeah, you might have seen it leave his hand, but by the time it got there to home plate, it literally was about the size of an aspirin tablet.
Man can avoid being born average, but there ain't no man that gotta be common. Guy couldn't hit it. Satchel said, I'm gonna throw another fastball.
That one's in there. And
I'm
we're
throwing even
underway.
harder. He did just that. Guy couldn't even touch it. I'm gonna throw another one even harder than that.
Next offering is in for a strike. Page winds and fires.
Well, long story short, you can guess he struck him out.
The B-ball for the
pitches like that.
strikeout. Can't hit what you...
Pitch one in, don't give up a run. Simple as that.
Gordon now at the plate.
I got 2 runners on. Wait, the goal? Yeah, okay, I'll give us a run. How many else do I have? No. Okay, so I need to strike him out
And a
first before I try
pitch.
turn 2.
Foul ball there.
Boog, how about that no-hitter Satchel threw against the New York Black Yankees in 1932?
One of the greatest single-game performances
What's it gonna be like
ever.
Bob Gibson and back him up off the plate?
Strike 2. In that game on the mound, he had 11
Technique pitch.
strikeouts, and at the plate, he had 2 hits. Only 3
can,
other
but I can't.
pitchers in Major League history have ever done that, and one of them was Hall of Famer Catfish Hunter. The B-ball
Give me that. Let's go.
absolutely humming. That's a K. Another B-ball for the K.
Boy, I'm coming with this.
What really made Satchel so special was 105 with pinpoint control. He could put it exactly where he wanted to put it, and I'm not talking about just throwing strikes. The catcher set the target. He hit the target. He didn't miss. You see, he didn't warm up in the bullpen like most pitchers do, throwing to the catcher across home plate. You know what Satchel would use? A stick of foil chewing gum wrapper. The catcher would sit the chewing gum wrapper on top of home plate. And wherever the catcher moved the chewing gum wrapper, Satchel right over the top of that chewing gum wrapper. And as Satchel would say, he worked both corners of that chewing gum wrapper. He was absolutely uncanny.
It's like some intro shit, but instead of like with like baseball bats, so a chewing gum wrapper. I don't know what you want.
And a pitch. And that one fouled off.
Okay, well, what am I doing exactly here? Just an inning. Don't walk about it, no good run.
That misses.
That's
And
not
now
coming over the way it
3-1.
should.
3-1, and he couldn't
I can't believe
come
that
up with
missed.
it.
He's long for it, so this should be the dagger. Damn it. Alright, come inside, man. What's ruining his life? Damn, how the hell?
No score, just getting started top of the first.
Say it like this. Say it like a man, boy.
Got
That's
it.
what I'm talking about.
Strikes out the side to begin the game. What
This
a
is-
start.
One of my favorite Satchel Paige stories involves the old man pitching in the Denver Post tournament. They're playing an all-white semi-pro team. The first kid from the semi-pro white team gets into the batter's box. Satchel throws him a fastball. He dribbles it down the third base line. It stays fair. The kid beats it out, gets an infield hit. Well, about that time, one of the kids from the opposing team steps into the dugout steps and says, "Let's beat him. He ain't nothing but an overrated darky." Well, Satchel Paige had a nickname for everyone. His nickname, famously for the legendary Buck O'Neil, was Nancy. That's a whole nother story. But anyway,
I'm sure it's in
Satchel
here.
looks over at first base and he says, "Nancy, did you hear that?" Buck said, "Yes, Satchel, I heard him." He said, "Nancy, bring him in." So Buck turns and motions for the outfield to take a couple of steps in. Satchel looks over at first base. He says, "Nancy, bring him all the way in." Honest to God's truth. there were 7 guys kneeling around the mound. And Satchel strikes out the side on 9 straight pitches. He looks into the opposing team's dugout and says, "Overrated darky head." But the legendary Buck O'Neil always said if he had one game to win and any choice of any pitcher from any era, it would be the legendary Satchel Paige. He says you might beat him when he was out there messing around, but when he was locked in, forget about it.
If they pitch in the same era, who do you think's better, Bob Gibson or Satchel Paige? There was a whole nother movie I remember, based off of Jackie Robinson, Josh Gibson, and Satchel Paige before they go into the bigs. And he called everybody in. He was going to be facing, had all people with Jackie Robinson. And Jackie Robinson with 2 strikes on him, nothing. No, he wasn't Jackie Robinson.
Now the number 2 hitter,
This against Josh, that did not go well. And I'm doing it here too. Okay, well, damn. All right. So I can't pick off either. Okay.
and a pitch. And a big swing and a miss.
I'm gonna keep on
Strike
fastball.
2. Terry aboard here at first with nobody out. 1 down on a 3-pitch strikeout.
It's the actual moment too. Holy shit.
So digging in, Gordon.
I like the other pitches, so I mean, I might as well. You know, he could steal.
Swings through that
Like,
one. 0-1.
I'm sorry.
The audacity Satchel had in this game, just daring the batters to put one in play. It's the showmanship that made him famous, and the sheer skill that made him great.
Lord have
That's
mercy.
2 straight strikeouts on 6 pitches. Man at first, and here's the first baseman, Parker. And he swings and misses at the
The
initial
dude now is
offer.
like 1 left.
Strike 2. Can Satchel really do this?
Yes, it can. Oh,
Got it. Who needs a defense behind you anyway?
let the defense work once in a while. Just FYI, bro.
Now, Major League Baseball says that Satchel was 42 years old when he finally got his opportunity to pitch in the major leagues in 1948 with the Cleveland Indians. He, along with Larry Doby, would help Cleveland win the last World Series at that time that Cleveland had won. Many thought Satchel should have been named Rookie of the Year. He goes 6-1 with a 2.4 ERA his rookie season at age 42, which means he might have been closer to 52.
A mission accomplished.
Sets him down looking. Called strike 3 and a fastball up in the zone. Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Whatever it is.
Just a weak fly ball this time. Thomas makes the catch. And that'll do it.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Looking for something hit hard into the gaps. Give them an opportunity with 2 outs to score that run from first.
So much for that.
And a miss.
Now, Satchel in 1965 is believed to be 59 years old if you believe he was born in 1906, which I do not, but for the sake of the story, we'll say that he was indeed born in 1906. He pitches 3 shutout innings against the Boston Red Sox, giving up only 1 hit in those 3 innings. Great trivia question. Who got that long hit off of Satchel? The legendary Carl Yastrzemski. Yes.
Who else?
Yaz gets a double against the old man. Satchel leaves him at third and shut down everybody else over 3 of the most remarkably pitched innings in baseball history. And they were all turning, going back into the dugout in utter disbelief that they couldn't hit that old man.
One batter, pitch innings. I know slider away.
The 0-2 pitch from Satchel. Swing and a miss. Struck
That
him
didn't
out.
work, but it did.
was to avoid fried meats. That's one you live by, right, Boo?
Well, unless I'm in Philadelphia. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, look at that.
Strikes out the side to begin the game.
The fast ones have going over the
Satchel
side.
comes to the plate, and that chance handled.
Wait, how many
They
outs are there?
take the
Ah,
force
my bad.
out. The old man keeping these hitters in check. Slow
How the
ground ball
fuck?
to the right side.
Hey!
The flip
Yeah.
to the pitcher covering. Satchel just keeps rolling along.
Not too shabby for a 59-year-old.
Leonard stands in now and watches strike one. 0-2 as he waves at that one.
Front door, front arm, front arm. Oh, wait. Oh,
Hits
never mind.
softly on the ground to third, and it goes just
Back door
foul.
curveball.
Next pitch is outside.
We're just gonna go to fastball.
To the right
Fucking
side,
shit.
Chandler handles. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second.
Slider. Yeet.
Got him looking. The old man keeping these hitters in checks.
Yeah. A little slider action.
Fastball.
Green leads off first with 2 down to the inning.
All right, chase me.
Cuts
Yeah.
and misses. It's a strikeout.
Call it.
Without question, Satchel Paige was the Negro League's biggest and brightest star. The man would ride into towns, and the entire towns would shut down to watch him pitch. Everyone wanted to see the old man do his thing. Was he a little bit disheartened when he wasn't the first to break baseball's color barrier?
I think he's supposed to some type of way.
Of course he was. Because in many ways, he was the Negro Leagues. And I'm not sure there's any more lore or legend surrounding any one athlete. Perhaps it's because we don't really know how old he truly was. And because he dazzled us for decades. By the time he ended his career, he was either 59 or maybe 69 years old. And he was still getting it done. Only the immortal Leroy Satchel Paige.
Ooh, baby.